Denver at the NACTO Conference 2023, and I'm just about to take a bike tour with a ton of people to look at some of Denver's best bike lanes. They're using a lot of solid protection, anywhere from hard plastic to bollards, to concrete islands, to even full bus stops and planters separating the bike lane from the rest of the traffic. We're going to hear from the leaders of the tour. We're going to hear from a lot of other people that I've been talking to and riding with.
So, you've all been some of the first riders on the new Lake Street protected bike lane. It was open this afternoon, early this afternoon, I understand. We are experimenting with the Zikla product, the zipper. You just experienced also our crossing to get bikes over to the left side because it's left side the whole rest of the way.
This bike lane probably would have not been installed for like 5 more years, if not for us using the e-scooter and e-bike data to understand that on Blake and Market just last year alone, we had almost 200,000 micromobility trips on there. That is without any sort of bike infrastructure on it. You can see it's a pretty busy and scary street to bike or scooter on. So the fact is that people really wanted to go down this corridor.
I love the diversity of materials that the city has been testing out. I think that it's really a great way to kind of figure out what is the best, most durable for our pocketbooks, but also for our vulnerable road users, what's really going to protect them.
So floating bus islands are done where we have a higher frequency of transit vehicles adjacent to a protected facility, and they are there to provide an accessible space for transit riders as well as a safe space for bicyclists to go around those, right, and to have a safe interaction. We are slowly adding shelters to those island spaces, planters, bike parking where we can as well.
We're on 14th Street here in downtown Denver, and it's got one of, I would say, our better protected bike lanes in it. One of the biggest parts of this is that there's physical protection, and there's a lot of drivers coming to these things. The convention center's right here, and having that visual indicator of where they can and cannot be really, really helps the riders feel safer through here. We have the lane here, which has a buffer, which keeps the car doors from hitting the riders that come through. Then there's the physical protection, which keeps them from coming into the bike lane. And then the parking itself gives you even a little bit more protection from the drive lane itself. And then here we have kind of the bulb out to the street where the rider has to come out a little bit. And this is like a very busy pedestrian crossing intersection, so it's actually probably a good idea to slow the riders down a little bit, but they still get to stay in a protected lane here.
Denver's done a really great job using sort of what was called modular concrete and different concrete options to really enhance the protection along bike lanes. They've done a great job adapting streets, shifting parking from the curb, away from the curb to allow bikes to ride in that space between the parked cars and the sidewalk. Really focusing on intersection improvements, making sure that the design continues all the way to the intersection and that they're using the materials that they have access to in an interim context to enhance safety for people using the bikeway through the intersection.
The Denver Wedge was installed on 15th Street as a pilot to see how they would go. We've iterated on different materials with the rubber curb and the Pexco flex posts. We've recently installed Zikla in one of them to see how that holds up. We believe they're important for safety. It's part of that don't give up at the intersection, NACTO guidance.
Totally simple intervention and should be standard operating procedure. I mean, it protects the cyclist, it's easy, totally understandable reading the road, and makes people feel much safer. And I definitely feel more protected here. So, we're going to go check out the rest of the network and see what other innovations and mischief we can find.
We're headed to our newest traffic circle. We are standing on the 14th Avenue Bridge over Cherry Creek. This is a new semi-protected bike lane, our cycle track that was built in with the structure of the bridge. And our idea is moving forward, this type of infrastructure would be in these larger, million-dollar projects. It directly connects to our bike superhighway on the Cherry Creek Trail.
The Cherry Creek Trail is one of the most fantastic places to ride a bike and commute, to get through the downtown urban core of Denver. It's just such a beautiful, spectacular oasis that runs right through the city, and it's a great place for people to ride and walk and skate.